pretty good usage of those special moves as well. Definitely, the Diddy Kong is going to be one of the scariest aspects out of Flare, but for Alternis, you have some very bursty characters. You have Bread and Butters coming out of Dark Pit, very consistent damage. You obviously, oh, it's the Little Mac, that's what it was. Okay, so there's Peanut and Alternis, the two Little Macs from around here. Alternis is a very good Mac, so Flare cannot fall asleep on that Little Mac, otherwise he's going to get destroyed.
Yeah, no, and especially a character like, I think it's really good for Flare actually that he's leading off with the Palu right now and that he doesn't have to fight the Mac with the Palu, because I'm not going to say that's a losing matchup for Palu, but he struggles to fight on the ground, and I would foresee a difficult time, right, forcing Mac into bad situations, playing grounded with Palu, but here against the Dark Pit, he's going to be able to actually challenge him in the air a bit, right? Obviously, Dark Pit's a little bit more disjointed, but that back air hugely is going to be able to let you fight through those difficult areas.
Yeah, unfortunately, ends up bouncing in the other way too. Like, the simplicity is key is the factor when it comes to Palu. It's so good, it's just kind of shutting people down who want to overextend. But really good jump coverage here, or landing coverage with these up airs. Alternis doing an excellent job of kind of like keeping pressure on. Just once you're out of that combo range, it does get hard, but that does true combo into up smash, catching Flare asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, no, that was great recognition there from Alternis, realizing that Flare was locked in to trying to ledge trap, right? You saw him moving around, trying to set up for either a down tilt or a back air at the ledge, and the pit just kept coming. He kept flying in and eventually got the stock, so now he will go up against the Diddy Kong where, yeah, those Guardian Orbitars, very punishable if you don't use them correctly, and so Flare was like, all right, as long as I just wait for that to finish up, then Banana will confirm me into a win, and now looking to do the same thing to the Terry, big damage right off the bat.
I think that those Orbiters was a prime example of, oh, just because it has a reflector doesn't mean they're winning match. Like, yeah, you can't just throw that out and not get punished for that at times. Yeah, Diddy Kong, very good character at keeping something like Terry out. Problem is, Diddy Kong doesn't like people who rush him down or zone him out like that, but just the jump, the Kai monkey flip call out with that, destroying the Diddy Kong up the top.
Yeah, I love the call-outs from Alternis. He's definitely been very toned into what Flare wants to do coming out of disadvantage, and that was just the prime example of it right there. And now the Terry just going to build up even more damage. Flare all of a sudden just having a very difficult time actually landing substantial hits. Not going to be able to convert into the back air, but it will set up to that forward.
I like that. Terry only has a few options there. Jumper instantly up B, so you put the pressure on going out there. Now this is going to be very scary. Both of them, obviously you have the kill power in favor of Little Mac right now. You keep that pressure up on the sortie, but when you do that, you can get sent deep off stage, and Roy can chase you with those spares. So Alternis needs to fight in center stage like we're seeing.
But staying center stage long enough, that shield can be in trouble. So once again, going to have to try to make a recovery, but missing the ledge, or maybe just trying to catch Alternis overextending on the ledge trap. Either way, the forward tilt will close it out. The Little Mac looked nice.
Yes, it did, especially with the lead up like that. You force people to approach. That's what Little Mac wants. And I think at that point, too, if you're going for, like, if in Flare says, like, okay, let me go both down and go above closing the hit, this arm on Little Mac, if they call you out that down smash, you're losing that trade every single time. Even if you happen to hit the Little Mac, you go way too far off stage. So Flare's got to be careful with that spot there. Alternis looked really good. And also, just recognition of the Diddy Kong recovery patterns literally led to a, like, I think it was 80% stock off of the up B. So if we see something like that again, I don't think Flare's going to be having a good time here in the second game.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that Flare needs to be focused a little bit more in this game, too, on mixing up, changing up the habits, right? Not getting too locked into the ideas of what he wants to do and really paying attention to what Alternis is going to try to accomplish based on his positioning. Because with Dark Pit, right, there are only so many places where you can actually set up for those big combos, and even on that Terry, too, right? So here at the Palu, he's getting off to that poorer start once again, just because Alternis has really been able to establish the pace of the game right off the start.
Yeah, and I'm also really liking something I actually just popped in my head. With Squad Strike, counterpicking is so much more difficult because you just gave Roy access to Town and City, but he also gave Little Mac access to Town and City too. So it's like, it's a toss-up of trades. Like, what's worth my life risk here? But the Town and City pick will definitely help in terms of finding those back throws that Palu wants at the ledge, the back airs. But speaking of back air, that is a well-spaced back air from Alternis. Even if you trade there, it works out in your favor because you're spaced so far away, you weren't taking the big hit.
Yeah, not even the grab, right? After that Palu grab range got
you might die. Oh!
Great early recovery there by Flair, and I'm shocked that he was actually able to convert into the up smash, but without Rage, won't be able to find that combo, and I love the focus right here by Flair to just go directly for the banana. He sees that it has just been a free neutral win every single time he's had one in hand.
It's so good. And he's very lucky that he got rid of that too, because I think if that setup happened again off stage, Alternis was going to use the side B on that early recovery next time. But putting pressure on already on Terry, you want to swing out a disadvantage to a fair. We all know you don't have the greatest landing options. Diddy Kong can cover that over and over. Komodo, he's playing around with him.
It's been 20 straight seconds of Flair just beating Alternis in disadvantage over and over and over. The options were red every single time, but now, you know, Alternis just needed to get that one hit, and it's right back to even. And Terry with banana is very scary.
Oh my goodness, and also Terry's getting ever so close to go meter too. So and now we're at it. So if any whiff can equal a full screen punish, or just after your jump was gone, you're either side being here, or I'm just putting this up smash out. That was a really good call from Alternis.
Oh, that went for the power geyser, but unfortunately turned it around the wrong way. I'm amazed that he's still living.
How did you miss input that hard? I don't even know what happened. It had to be a hurt box shift on top of Terry that forced Terry to do the auto turn around the other way or something.
And sometimes, you know, it just doesn't read that first swing when you're trying to do the pendulum and you just don't get it.
Look, he's looking for the Galaxy Brain reads, trying to like read a roll super hard. Ended up not working out, but we see the rematch here of the Roy, and that is exactly what you want. The jump is there though. Flair gets back.
I honestly thought that Flair's jump had been caught, but really good on him to save it, but got too aggressive on the landing, did not respect the fact that Alternis has that armor on the smash attacks, and obviously just the pullback on the forward smash as well, enough to seal it out. So Alternis just looking so clean. I mean, you talk about the fundies that we saw in that game. We saw spacing every single time from Alternis, reading his opponent over and over again. Man.
I think Little Mac is easily in Squad Strike one of the characters I never want to see on the last character. Like amongst all the characters, like Fear Factor is a thing in this game in matchups, but in Squad Strike, the last character really establishes Fear Factor because of potential kill power they have. But when you have percent lead up and Little Mac is staring you down, Town and City's in favor. Actually, doesn't even matter on the stage. Little Mac is killing you off of a trade. You have to come to that Little Mac, and it's so hard to reset your brain and go, I have to camp him.
Yeah.
I have to platform camp him, but you want to go in because you're playing someone like Roy. You know, you need let the Little Mac overextend, and Alternis just never did that. No, and even as Roy, right, you know, you have the movement speed to make that happen, and you know, Town and City's a scary place, and to that point, like you're saying, right, I think Alternis recognized that, okay, on Town and City, Flair is obviously just going to look to push me into a corner, get one hit, and then I could die, right? So, yeah, it was just really clean fundies all around from Alternis. I loved watching him play in that set. Yeah, I'm glad that we got to see it. We're definitely paying attention to Alternis throughout the weekend. That is a very strong Little Mac we had. There's two in the building that we were talking about before. Definitely one of the biggest threats that people have to worry about in terms of pools and climbing through ladder. You'd sit there thinking, I mean, yesterday, Sharp ended up losing to Peanut in the pre-local, so it's challenging. And hard, by the way. Yeah, Peanut, it was not close. Peanut gave him the work. I love it. I'm glad that we're back at these events. We get to see the talent come back out, and we get to see upsets. I love seeing humble checks go out, and we talk about it all the time, but like, everybody is beatable. Every time you see someone, you could run into it. We get the W. Yeah, so... Yeah. You know, it's a great event here. You know, VGBC is obviously running an amazing tournament. And guys,